The soundproofing on my side of the room was so bad that I could hear all the commotion outside the door. Seeing a delay in opening the door, Egbert dialed a phone. A few seconds later, a familiar voice came from the other side of the phone. Mr. Alcott, hello, Chien's cooperation plan has been stamped, and there is still dot left. The words were interrupted by Egbert. Archibald, do you have a key to Lucia's apartment? Archibald was Egbert's subordinate and my boyfriend. He was introduced to me by Avery half a year ago. At that time, my parents pressed me very hard, and his conditions in all aspects were more in line with my requirements. So we confirmed our relationship almost directly on a blind date. Archibald on the other side of the phone was silent for a few seconds and gave an affirmative answer. Yes. I'm in front of Lucia's apartment, so bring me the keys. Mr. Alcott, what are you doing over at Lucia's this late at night? Archibald asked. Egbert seemed to be trying to calm himself down and spoke after a while. Lucia abducted my wife again. Now my mother is critically ill and wants to see my wife for the last time. Lucia refuses to tell me their whereabouts, and they can't run away. I'm going to wait for them to come back at Lucia's house today. There was another long silence on the other end of the line. Okay, Mr. Alcott, there's still a part of the project plan that's due out tomorrow that I haven't finished yet. And I can't get away right now. Is it okay if I bring it to you later? Archibald's voice trembled audibly. No, I'll tell the driver to get it, just give it to the driver. 10 minutes later, my door was opened without incident, and Egbert caught a glimpse of me frozen in the living room. His eyes gradually turned scarlet. Lucia, you're actually home. He took 2 steps forward and lifted me up by the collar of my shirt almost the entire time. Our eyes met each other, and the sinister hatred in the bottom of his eyes wanted to break me into pieces. Playing me for fun. He snarled, slamming me down hard on the floor, and then started looking for Avery in my house. After a fruitless search, he came at me again. I couldn't care less about the pain in my body and hurriedly got up and took a few steps back, saying in a cold voice, I never said she was staying with me today. You as a husband don't know where your wife is, and you're asking me, what makes you think I would know? When I finished, I held up my cell phone to show the call log from the police a few minutes ago. Besides, it's illegal for you to break into a house like this, don't you know? I called the police before you came in and advised you to get the hell out of my house or suffer the consequences. He strides forward, one hand gripping my wrist as I hold up my cell phone, the other choking me so hard that there's no way to retreat with the wall behind me. He pressed me against the wall and whispered, I don't have time for such childish tricks. Even if my wife isn't with you, you surely know where she is. Tell me if you know what's good for you, or you won't get out of here alive today. I was breathing progressively harder. No matter how much I struggled, it was no use. And just as my eyes gradually began to black out, he let go of me. He picked up my cell phone, which I had just dropped on the floor without holding it steady, and rummaged through it, not finding any chat logs, and my various social apps were blank. I gasped for air, and before I could recover, he kicked me in the chest in a fit of rage, and the excruciating pain made me instinctively shrink into a ball. At that moment, the half-hidden door was pushed open and several police officers walked in with their papers.